morning everyone, my name is Elza and I'm really happy to introduce Elza to you guys.
Hi, I'm Elza Gilman. I'm a director of Congo Conservation Company operating 3 ecotourism lodges in Odzala.
And what Odzala is and where Congo is and what you can do there, you're gonna figure out in this video. Okay Elza, you said the word Odzala. What is Odzala and does it have a meaning?
Yes, so the Congolese name the parks, the national parks, after the rivers that flow around them, sort of within them and make up the borders. So Odzala is from Odzala Kukua, which are the 2 rivers that flow by the park.
Okay, now we are in Brazzaville, but how do I get to Odzala then?
Well, you can get in a car and drive 14 hours. But with Congo Conservation Company, we have a chartered plane. So you would fly from Brazzaville, and it's a 2-hour flight to Mboko, which is our airstrip in Odzala Kukua National Park.
Okay.
And it's about 15 minutes drive from the first lodge.
Okay.
So that cuts the journey short and makes it a lot more accessible.
Yeah, that's really doable.
So one of the really exclusive things about Ngaga specifically is you have these beautiful rooms surrounded by trees, only 6 of them.
Yeah.
So we accommodate maximum 12 people.
Yeah.
And you wake up in the forest, the gorillas could come to you.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle of that ecosystem.
Yeah.
So inside the park, well,
Yeah.
inside the concession.
Yeah.
And you wake up, you have your coffee, and then you start your trek. And it's very organic, it's a lovely experience.
Yeah.
So there's no admin to it. There's no queuing for permit.
Yeah.
And we only issue a maximum of 12 permits a day.
Wow.
Only 4 people per trek. So
Wow, that's really private.
that's
Yeah.
incredibly exclusive. And then that's how we enforce sustainability also.
Yeah.
We just don't want big disruptive groups of people with the gorillas. We just keep it very small and very special.
Yeah.
Your experience, I think, is quite unique because of that.
We also talked now about sustainability, so I guess Odzala is also doing a good job or a major job with ecotourism, right?
Yes, so we are the first pioneering ecotourism company in the Republic of Congo. So our founder, Sabina Platner, fell in love with the Congo. She loves the forest and she wanted to do something that would contribute towards preserving the forests. They're under huge pressure. There's a lot of mining around the park, further along, and logging as well. Some ethical, such as CIB, Olam, some completely unethical. We have Chinese companies coming in and they would just chop whatever they want without any regard for future sustainability or any of that. So in order to preserve the parks, we need to attach some kind of economic benefit, not only for the government, but also for the communities. If someone is able to come and work at a lodge, earn a living, they don't need to go into the forest and hunt and kill.
Yes.
So it gets rid of that need for subsistence, hunting and farming, and it just drives not only a primary economy of people coming in and paying park fees and all of that, but also secondary economies. We've started seeing in the villages around the parks, people would open a little restaurant, and you can come and have a beer, and it just facilitates that engagement between the communities and our guests, and it opens our guests' eyes into what is life like in an African village in the middle of a rainforest. So I think there's a lot of potential, and we're very excited about being part of this pioneering group of people that have so much spirit and vision to make it happen.
Are there any entry requirements for the Republic of Congo, like visa, vaccines or something like this?
Yes, for Republic of Congo you'll need a visa, but what we would normally do is if someone makes a booking, we would work with them to issue them a letter of invitation, and they would use that to get a visa. Otherwise we could also arrange for a visa on arrival, especially for countries where they don't have Congolese representation in the country. So we can help manage all of that.
Okay.
In terms of vaccinations, the big one is yellow fever, and you need it, I think, at least 10 days to 2 weeks before you travel, so don't leave it for the last minute. Otherwise you might have to pay a fine or something on entry. And COVID vaccines to get into the park are important.
And also you do kind of a pre-selection before you go on a trip, if they're healthy enough to go to the gorillas?
Yeah, I think Odzala is quite an active place. So it's not your traditional safari where you get in a car and you go looking for animals. It's you walk a lot, you swim in the rivers, you wade through mud if that's what you want to do. So the walks are incredibly immersive. So, you know, we would recommend good levels of fitness for people that come. You know, people can walk 5 or 10 kilometers. Just on a gorilla trek, sometimes you have to, you know, earn it. Obviously, we also need to screen people just from protecting the gorillas' point of view. So we would ask them to complete a medical questionnaire and, you know, just vouch for things around TB and, you know, diseases that can really destroy populations. So we just want to be responsible in terms of that. At the gorilla treks themselves, you'll be expected to maintain a certain distance and then wear a mask. We were actually implementing masks way before COVID was even on the radar, because our scientists follow the IUCN best protocols for gorilla treks, and we've been, I think, the pioneer of that for many years.
Okay. You mentioned one lodge in the Odzala Park. There are 2 more, right?
Yeah, so they're altogether 3 lodges. So we've spoken about Ngaga, which is actually a little bit outside the park in one of our concessions. And the 2 lodges we have inside the park are Mboko, which is a savanna lodge. So it's quite a contrast from the forest lodge, and Lango, which is next to a saline area that the elephants love. So you're very likely to see forest elephants, buffalo, even bongo if you're lucky.
Okay. So in the Republic of Congo they speak French and English, so it shouldn't be a problem for me when I speak English to communicate there.
So the most common language is French. But a lot of the youngsters especially are trying to speak English. So they'd even stop you on the streets and like, want to speak English. And obviously at our lodge we encourage English and have English lessons and get our staff to be as bilingual as possible. So communication shouldn't be a problem.
Given the change of scenery here, do you have a favorite season?
So Congo is wonderful to visit all year round. We have wetter and drier seasons. The wet seasons are sort of from November, December, January, and then again sort of May, June, when you'd have more rain. I personally prefer it when it rains more because then the river levels are higher. And at a time like October, November is when you see the most butterflies.
Oh wow!
And there are hundreds of different kinds of butterflies in Odzala, and when they come out, they're actually migratory groups that go through the forest. It's just magical. I love it. The other thing that you would see in the rainy and wetter season is in the bays, with the salines, so we call them bays. You have flocks of hundreds of African grey parrots that fly in and land. So for me that is just one of the most unbelievable, spectacular things I've ever seen. And I think I struggle to see a parrot in a cage. Like once I've seen what it's like in the wild and where they actually should be.
Was this also was this your favorite moment?
It was until Wednesday. Actually. So, I mean, I love it when you're in a bird hide and you see the parrots coming down. It's really priceless, and it's not everyone who gets to see that. You have to be actually incredibly lucky. But last week, it was Wednesday morning, we went kayaking on the river and took a little turn off, and there was a bongo. And it's just the most gorgeous animal. They're very rare. So I think that bongo sighting might have taken the place of my favorite moment.
What is the optimal duration to go to Odzala?
I'd say at least a week. Then you can immerse yourself in the forest, stay at each of the camps at least 2 or 3 nights. If you have more time, come for 10 days. We've had people stay even up to 2 weeks. But I'd say come for a week.
Okay. What is Odzala in one sentence?
I'm going to extend it probably to the wider Congo Basin. But the one sentence that comes to mind is the last place on earth.
The last place on earth. Wow. And can you shorten it and say it in one word?
Pristine.
Pristine. Okay. And now if we say Odzala is a color?
All shades of green.
Okay. Well, Elza, thank you so much for your time. She actually came to Zurich and we filmed this in Zurich. Sometimes, you heard maybe some noises of Zurich. Thank you so much for being here and also taking the time for this interview.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute privilege.
Thank you.